Good morning, Year 5. Now, in our maths lesson today, we're going to be starting a new unit, and that's Geometry, Properties of Shape. Our learning objective for today's lesson is I can measure angles in degrees. First of all, we are going to go through a few key terms. Now, you will already know these, okay? So, degrees, which is the unit of measurement for angles, and the sign is in the brackets here, okay? What is an acute angle? An acute angle is an angle that is smaller than 90 degrees, okay? How I remember this is that it's a small angle, so it's a acute angle, okay? What's an obtuse angle? An obtuse angle is an angle that is larger than 90 degrees but smaller than 180 degrees, okay? So there's an example on the page here, which is 112 degrees. And a new term that's going to come up for you, which is a reflex angle. Now, a reflex angle, these measure greater than 180 degrees and less than 360 degrees. Okay, so in the example, the reflex angle is 244 degrees. Now we're going to look at a full turn. Okay, so a full turn is a full rotation. Um, so 360 degrees. So if you imagine you're stood up and you turn around until you are pointing in the same direction, okay? So if you look at the circle here, if you are the red dot, you'll go right the way around the circle and end up where you are, okay? Now, a half turn. A half turn is a 180-degree rotation. So you will turn around until you are facing in the opposite direction. So for example, in the circle here, you'll go round halfway round the circle, okay? And last of all, a quarter turn. Now, a quarter turn is a quarter of a rotation, so it is 90 degrees, okay? Now that is the same as a right angle. A right angle is 90 degrees, so a quarter turn is a right angle which is 90 degrees. Now I would like us just to have a look at this question here, okay? So it says, Mr. Johansson is facing north. He turns half a turn, where does he end up facing? Now, we said that half a turn is 180 degrees. So if you are turning, you will turn around so you're facing in the opposite direction. Okay, so at the end of it, Mr. Johansson has done half a turn and he would be facing south. Now, another question. Mr. Johansson is facing north. He turns 90 degrees anti-clockwise. Where does he end up facing? Okay, so 90 degrees is a right angle, which is a quarter of a turn. But it says anti-clockwise. Now, which way is anti-clockwise? Okay, so I would turn to the left, okay? So I would turn 90 degrees to the left. Okay, and the arrow is there for us to help. So Mr. Johansson would actually end up facing west. Now I've got another question, okay? This is going to link in a second. Mr. Johansson is facing west. He turns a right angle to face north. What angle has he turned? So he's turned a quarter of a turn, and a quarter of a turn is 90 degrees. Now, Mr. Johansson is now facing north. What angle would he have to turn to face northeast? Now, he's not turned a full quarter turn, so he's not turned 90 degrees at the moment, has he? Okay, so at each point, so east is 90, south is 180 degrees, west is 270 degrees, and north, if you do a full circle, it's 360 degrees. No, northeast is actually directly in the middle of, in between north and east, okay? So what I'm going to have to do is find halfway between north and east. So half of 90 is 45, so northeast is 45 degrees. So Mr. Johansson would have to turn a 45-degree angle to face northeast. Now, if Mr. Johansson wanted to turn west clockwise, what angle would he have to turn? Okay, so he needs to go turn west, but he's going clockwise. What angle would he have to turn? Okay. He has actually gone right the way around to west, hasn't he? So he's gone past 90 degrees, past 180 degrees, and he's got to 270 degrees. So if we look at this, he has gone round 270 degrees. And now that 270 degrees is a reflex angle, okay? Because it is larger than 180 degrees, but it is less than 360 degrees. Okay, now I would just like you to just go and have a go at the questions that I've set you, okay? Thank you.